All right, the tunes are going, the lights are on. You are watching the show right here on SHAWT TV. My name is Matt Carter, welcoming you to episode number 76. And our musical guests right behind us, we have ALEISHA and Evan from the Wild Romantics, an indie folk duo from right here in Vancouver Island. They have a whole bunch of stuff on the go, new album, new video, and they'll be sharing some more tunes with us and speaking with Mr. Andrew Roberts later on this hour. Also on today's show, we're going to meet a Vancouver Island society that's about to celebrate 25 years providing family and childcare. And I'm not talking about that crazy ballroom over at IKEA. I'm talking about PacificCARE. And Joni's going to find out more about the society from Representatives Carol O'Connor and Scott Beam. We're also going to feature feet. And we're actually going to toe the line to bring you a segment on foot care for seniors. All right, my first boo. I think it's only a minute in. That's a new record. Anyways, Kim's going to shoo away all non-believers with help from PATTIE Wolfman and Carol Graham, who happens to be Kim's mom. Everyone say, yay, mom! Yay! Woohoo! See, Father's Day, and we're still celebrating moms. Awesome stuff. And I got to remind you, when it comes to foot care, your sole purpose is to heal. All right. Sticking with health right now, three words that don't sound all that pleasant when you put them together are inflammatory bowel disease. However, there's actually probably more people out there that live with IBD than you might think. One example of one of the diseases on sort of that range is Crohn's disease. But as awareness grows, so do support methods. So find out more when Joni speaks with Rob Hill, who's a gentleman who's done all sorts of amazing work with campaigning to promote IBD awareness. Our in-house Illusionist, Michael Berends, has magically reappeared for another magic moment with Michael. And we're going to finish off the show with two segments about food. Anna's going to try her hand making some pasta. Very appropriate dish there for Father's Day. She'll be doing that with Chef Ryan Zuvich. And Kim is going to speak with food journalist Don Genova, who's done actually a lot of broadcasting and writing about the food scene here on Vancouver Island. He's got a new book all about artisan food producers, so we're looking forward to that as well. But first off, currently having a nap to the right of us, Brian, he actually won the lucky lottery for this segment, and his opening segment, which is on our script, is titled Massage for Dad. So we're going to meet that lucky Brian dad over there. So fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers, stretch out and relax. You're watching the show right here on SHAWT TV.
And I've got with me two ladies from Just Breathe Ayurveda, and I've got Leslie Lawrence and Kim Moshut. And I'm going to ask Leslie, what is the first treatment we're going through here?
Well, right now Kim and I are just preparing our hands with some oil. We're going to give you an Abhyanga, which is an Ayurveda massage.
And the purpose of this is?
Well, it helps to drain the lymphatic system. It helps to reduce a lot of stress, which fathers tend to have if they have small children around or teens. And it really helps with circulation. It helps with digestion problems, elimination. And yeah, it's wonderful, very relaxing.
Now, before you do this with any client, you get an assessment of what their situation is? Yeah,
we do what's called a doshic assessment. We determine exactly what your constitution is so that we can find the right oils for you that would help to pull out toxins from the body and really support balance in your particular constitution.
Okay, and this would be one of the initial things you would do?
Yeah, it is. Sorry, it's hard to concentrate and talk at the same time. Right now what we're doing is a four-handed Abhyanga, and it is one of the first treatments that we offer for our bliss therapies. Later on we'll be showing you a little bit about the other two therapies we offer, Shirodhara and Svedna. But right now Kim and I are doing coordinated, synchronized massage, or trying to anyways while I'm talking to you. And yeah, it's just going to help to pull out some of the toxins, bring a lot of rejuvenation, and help you feel really good, really relaxed.
And this is probably something not normally undertaken with dads?
Actually, you'd be surprised. We've had an opportunity to work with several men, and they actually really enjoy it. They find that it's very stress reducing. Many of them say to us that they miss it, that they want to come back in order to really help themselves get a little more balance. Some men have a difficult time maybe working with stress. They don't know what to do, it gets bottled up, and so it's very easy for them to come in, have quick treatments, and they just feel amazing afterwards.
Well, I can tell you that it's certainly relaxing me.
Yeah, good. Don't fall asleep, Brian.
Okay.
You got a job to do.
All right, and you're located in Elements?
Yeah, Element Spa, just on Uplands Drive. And yeah, we've got a nice little space in there. It's beautiful, wonderful place.
All right.
Brian, did you fall asleep, Brian? Wake up, Brian. Wake up, Brian.
Head in the game.
All right, this is... oh yeah, I'm not asleep, guys. I'm not asleep, okay?
So right now I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in.
Okay.
And then exhale. Nice. One more time. And exhale. Nice. Good stuff.
Well, this just sort of, and Leslie is a yoga instructor, and this is sort of just leading me down that path of relaxation. So we'll get back to this in a second. Let's over to Joni, who has some guests here in the main set.
Well, you know, Brian's just about asleep, so I envy him over there. But actually, I have some great guests here, too, and we're not going to fall asleep. We're going to actually talk about childcare, which is a totally on the other end of the spectrum for Father's Day. So I'm here with Scott and with Carol. And we have Scott, who's a consultant, and Carol, tell me a little bit about what you do with PacificCARE.
I'm currently sitting as the president of the board of directors for the Society of PacificCARE, and I'm currently this month promoting our 25 years in the community in Nanaimo, and the PacificCARE Society has been serving families and young children and caregivers in the community that long.
That's amazing, actually. Yeah. Yes. And you do a lot of different services for people who are caregivers, and we're going to talk about a couple of those things today. We don't have time to get into everything, but you've had a couple of events that you just
yes,
have under your belt from May.
Yes, May was Child Care Month, so that was the focus this month, and the Society really wanted to celebrate the caregivers in the communities. We serve communities all the way from Ladysmith north to the northern part of Port Hardy. Right. So we supported those caregivers, and by some spa nights and caring for the caregiver.
Nice. Kind of like with
yes,
yeah.
yes.
They deserve a massage.
And the massage, and then the other thing that happened in Nanaimo was 18 years of offering a teddy bear picnic down at Departure Bay on Friday, and there were 270 people plus that joined us, and lots of community partners that all celebrated caregivers and children and families in Nanaimo.
Great. And speaking of caregivers, Scott, your background is caregiving. You, I believe, have your ECE, yes. And now you're a consultant, and you help other people who are caregivers. So tell me a little bit about the people that you have in your group, I guess, would be registered in the child care registry. I'm trying to think of a way to put that. But you have a child care registry, so people can get involved on that level, and various other levels. They can get training, that sort of thing. So tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So we have a referral database, so when families are looking for childcare, they give us a call.
Right, that's what I'm saying, a database.
Yes, and on our database we have licensed care providers, yes. And registered licensed not required care providers.
So tell me about licensed not required, because that's something that I wasn't familiar with.
Sure. In BC, licensed not required, basically what that is in a nutshell is that families can care for up to 2 children in their home. They don't need to be registered or anything like that. But what we do at PacificCARE is we have through the Child Care Resource and Referral Program, which is funded by the Ministry of Children and Family Development, is we register these families and they get certain benefits from that. For one, they get to be on our database when we refer them to parents. Two, they get the support of a child care consultant like myself, or we have a total of 8 consultants right now. And as well, what we do is we help them through the process to set up the child care in their home right from the beginning. So they may have never provided child care before, and we help them the entire way.
So you give them support, and you also give them some training too.
That's right, yeah. Within our communities, like we have child care consultants in Nanaimo, Oceanside, on the West Coast, and Campbell River and Courtenay. And what we do is in each of these communities, we provide training sessions. So, and when you become a member of PacificCARE, you actually get a reduced rate for those training sessions. But we try to,
you know, you supply so many different resources to people. So what I'm going to suggest to people is that they go on to your website and or give you a call and get in touch with you so that they can find out what's upcoming and get registered themselves so that they can have the benefit. Thanks very much for being with us. Appreciate it. And now we're going back over to Brian. He's having a massage.
We're back here again with Leslie Lawrence and Kim Moshuk, and we're talking about the equipment you have here. Leslie, can you tell us a little bit about the piece of equipment down at the far end here?
Yeah, well, right now Kim is standing by our Shirodara equipment. And generally what we do is we take this copper pot and we hook it up here over top of a massage table, and it streams oil down on top of somebody's forehead, and it helps to really bring a lot of relaxation. And it's a heavy stress reducer. We use it a lot to support people who have a lot of stress in their lives. We do several different types of treatments where they might come in a few times a week and use the system so that they can really start to reduce stress. And then eventually they just have to come in maybe once a week, maybe once a month.
Okay. Yeah. This other apparatus, which is now over the massage table that I was lying on, and it's for your Svetlana?
Yeah, Svedana.
Svedana.
So what this is generally at the base there, we usually have what's called a cooker, and we put herbs in it. And the herbs are based on your specific constitution to help bring great relaxation again. In combination with the massage, the Shiro, and the Svedana, we call it bliss therapy, highly relaxing. And so the cooker at the bottom is filled with water and the herbs, and all the steam shoots up the bottom of the tent. You're lying in here, your head is on this end, and we can put a cold compress on the back of your neck so that you don't overheat. And it's basically like your own personalized steam room. And all the herbs get to absorb into the skin and all the oils that you had from...
So the pores are opened up?
They're opened, and all the oil that you just previously had starts to get absorbed into the tissues, helps with detoxification, and brings great balance to your specific constitution.
So much akin to the native sweat lodges that were in North America.
Absolutely. The one good advantage is that your head's out so you don't overheat too much.
Okay. Now, again, I just want to recap, and there's your website is listed on the screen, but you're located in Elements, which is right behind North Nanaimo Town Center.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it's where I think it was the old Royal Norman building was,
right, and behind what used to be called Rutherford Mall.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and the whole array of treatments that can happen there, and just basically, I think people just have to experience it. It's probably a great idea for something for Father's Day as we head to it. So let's have everyone take a look at the website and see what you can do and get Father a great gift. I'm going to head it back over to the Wild Romantics, and they have their song, here it is, Your Bright Eyes Keep Me Awake.
What's going on here? We will find another morning. They keep telling me, just let go, it's not clear. Just let go, it's not clear. It's true. There are a lot of things we can't see through. But I'd rather be scared with you. With you. With you. With you. With you. Your bright eyes keep me awake when I should be sleeping, and I stood next to fate, and I asked what he was drinking. I asked what he was drinking. It's true. There are a lot of things we can't see through. But I'd rather be scared with you. Rather be scared with you. With you. With you. With you. With you. With you.
Wow, they're fantastic. Wow, yes, applause. What a great group. I am so happy to do this segment. I get to talk pedicures with Pattie Wolfram, who's a master esthetician. And my model today is my mom. This is Carol, and we're going to talk about seniors and foot care. My mom's going to tell you she's 19, but we're going to humor her today, okay? So you're senior. It's your senior today. Welcome, Mom and Pattie. Pattie, how long have you been an esthetician?
32 years.
Wow, what got you into being an esthetician?
Well, I kind of was a neighborhood esthetician, and when I was 12 years old, I'd go and help all the ladies do their thing, get ready for their parties, and I
That's what you do?
Came into it naturally.
Great. So you, what kind of training have you completed?
Well, I went to Cosmetology School of Canada, and it was a school that was in Edmonton a long time ago.
Okay.
And that's, I've taken through the years many courses that have allowed me to enhance my training.
Great.
I took my diabetic foot care training about 25 years ago from a German orthopedic surgeon's office, and I learned a lot about diabetes at that time. So.
Perfect, good. So now foot care is really important for everybody, but for seniors and those with diabetes, why do we have to take extra care?
Well, with diabetes, what diabetic foot care means to me is you have to be really gentle when you do the work, and sometimes there's a lot of nerve damage in extremities with diabetes. And you don't feel everything as you should sometimes, young or older.
Right.
So taking proper care of them, trimming the toenails properly, making sure that there's no ingrowns, making sure that the skin doesn't get hard in certain spots. There are a lot of special tools that are necessary and special training. So
That's
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
Okay, so my mom is diabetic, and she's been with you for a few years now. How have you been taking care of her feet?
Well, I see Carol about every 3 weeks, once a month. It's something that she comes in for. We've become friends now, so she is good, really, really good with her feet. Her feet have improved incredibly. She's very careful with her feet, very, very careful. We've lost a lot of the rygades at the back here. I think circulation is increased, and I think that I just hope that I'm helping in a quiet, gentle way to help her have a better day.
Right.
You know.
So I call those cracks in the feet, but you're calling them rygades?
Rygades.
Rygades. Okay, so that's something that we need to moisturize and take care of ourselves. It's not a sign of diabetes, it's just something that people may have.
A lot of people do have them, actually. They're the cracking, they're the lines that go up the back of the heel there. And just keeping them clean and soft and sloughed away and moisturized. The best way to moisturize them is at nighttime.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got ingrowns, and we know that we've dealt with ingrowns, right, Mom? Yes. And what steps, we've talked about that for people keeping it moisturized at night. And so what sort of things should people do as well? You know, what should we do if you have diabetes? Should you soak, or should be more cautious about soaking?
Don't use terribly hot water, because again, there's not a lot of, sometimes not a lot of feeling in the feet anymore. So not all the time, but just if you know that you're diabetic, take special gentle care. Not a lot of heat, not a lot of pressure. Proper fitting shoes, the best shoes that you can possibly afford. Natural fiber on your footwear, like leather is better than plastic. Cotton socks, and let your feet just be as natural as they can. Let them sweat, you know, because you may not feel if you have an injury. If you get an ingrown toenail, I treat a lot of diabetic feet. They can't feel if they have an ingrown toenail or they're bleeding. They can't feel it. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but.
But that's why we have people who take care of it. That's right. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about feet and all that Pattie does. But we're going to head over to Michael and talk a little bit of magic.
Hey everybody, it is Michael Berends here for another magic moment right here on the show on SHAWT TV. You know, Father's Day is just around the corner, so I thought I'd do something for some of the fathers out there. My dad used to love reading one of these. This is a newspaper. It's the Nanaimo Daily News. And with this, I'm going to do a little bit of an illusion I'll show you what I mean. It's just an illusion that my finger comes across and gives it a tear. It's actually just an illusion that this is being torn. We'll do it again. It's just an illusion. Take my finger. It's just an illusion. It even sounds like it's tearing. Yes. All right. Tear it a few more times here. Let's see what we have. It's just an illusion. This isn't real. It looks real, but it's actually not. Just like that. All right. So now we have a whole bunch of pieces that look as if they're torn up. Well, it takes a little bit of magic to make everything proper. Happens just like this. Remember that illusion? Remember where we tore through everything? Well, looks just like this. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. There we go. We just tore it again. Nice. Here, let's fix it all up. Let's get it all straightened down here for you. Let's show you all those pages again, except for the tear that I just put in there. You can see that we've miraculously put this newspaper back together again. And that's it for a magic moment here on SHAWT Television. What'd you think about that, Matt?
Not too shabby. A little multimedia, a little television, a little newspaper there. So great stuff. And again, it's so awesome to have you on the show. And
Thank you very much.
I know you've been doing some shows in Calgary lately. If anyone else wants to see you perform, how can they get a hold of you?
We're just at the Wine, Women, and Song the other night. Had a great time with all the ladies there. I had a chance to do a bit of stuff with SHAWT TV. And I'll be up at the VIX coming up in August right here in Nanaimo. So make sure you come out and check that out.
Awesome. Thanks again, Michael Berends.
Matt.
Hey, Renault's Illusionist. All right. Yeah, big round of applause. Awesome to have Michael on the show. Again, making our eyes go nutty. Okay, now we're about halfway through the show on SHAWT TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. So far, we've seen Brian get the best Father's Day massage ever. We've also learned about PacificCARE, a society that cares for children. And also we've been learning about foot care for seniors, because after all, healthy feet can help you get a leg up in the world. How's the world? Yes. Anyhow, we're going to have more information on foot care here in a few minutes' time. Later on in the show, we're going to meet a gentleman who's done some amazing campaigning to increase awareness of inflammatory bowel disease. We're also going to have an interview with our musical guests, the Wild Romantics. And we'll finish off with some Father's Day food segments, as well as meet a journalist who's chronicled a lot of the amazing food happenings right here on Vancouver Island. Before we continue on, though, I want to give you a quick shout out to an event coming up, a very cool film festival, a short film festival in Precise. And that's put on by the Hub City Cinema Society right here in Nanaimo, and it's called the Hub City Cinema Showcase. Basically, it's 10 short films and a couple of previews and special screenings as well, all from Nanaimo filmmakers. And actually, some of our very own from SHAWT TV have directed films going to be there, so big shout out to Derek Johnstone and Todd Jones. Not only, now he's cheering for himself, not only are they the stars of Clocked right here in SHAWT TV, but they also make some great films and contribute in a really meaningful way to the local film culture here in Nanaimo. After the film screenings, there's also going to be a Q&A section with a number of the directors, so if you ever want to learn more about the films or learn more about the craft of making short films, excellent opportunity for you there and talk to folks who are right there in the middle of the business. So again, that's the Hub City Cinema Showcase happening Saturday, June the 14th up at the VIU Theater on the VIU campus in Nanaimo. Doors for that are at 6, but the films, they start going at 7 p.m. You can get tickets at the door, but you can also get tickets for slightly cheaper in advance. Head out to the vault and ask for Raymond. I know it sounds a bit sketchy, but I'm telling you, Raymond's a great guy, great filmmaker himself. So again, get your cheap tickets by going to the vault and asking for Raymond. For more details on the festival, check out their website, hubcitycinema.ca. All right, time to get back in, do some more work on some feet, so send it back over to Kim. Kim, over to you.
Thanks, Matt. I was going to try and find a pun, but I'm not as clever as you. Wait, next week I'll get you. We're back here with Pattie Wolfram and my mom, and Pattie's from Ambience Salon and Day Spa in Lanceville. And Pattie, you're going to paint my mom's nails because it matches her car. It's a thing. So why do you seem to treat people like your own family? Why do you have such a soft spot for your clients?
A lot of my clients are seniors, and I just feel that nobody really touches seniors. You know, they may be widowed, they may be on their own, and that's what I'm there for. Yeah. They come to see me, I really genuinely care.
I absolutely know that. Yeah, that's the truth about Pattie. Pattie, so not only do you take exceptional care of feet, but what is your favorite thing to do?
Facials.
Really? Why?
I believe the results are noticeable, immediate, and it's detoxifying, it's relaxing, it's beautifying, it's very gentle.
Right.
And it's just, yeah.
So you do head to toe?
I do.
That's it. So now you do facials, lash extensions, those are awesome.
I do.
Massages, manicures, pedicures, and you're called the brow whisperer. Why?
I think eyebrows are, they frame the eye. Everybody looks at each other's eyes. We speak to each other through the eyes, and I just think it's straightening the picture frame.
Right.
That's what I call it.
Beautiful. So, but you love feet too. Why do you like the feet so much?
Where would we be without our feet?
You're right. Yeah. You're
really?
Right. Yeah. That's right. So we take good care of our feet. That's regardless what age. And I've been hearing a lot of things about diabetes in kids, and we really have to start watching that and watching our kids' feet as well if there's any issues with juvenile diabetes or type 2 diabetes, that sort of thing. So are you seeing a rise in kids coming in and getting their feet taken?
Not specifically, not where I'm located.
More,
no, not in my space.
Not in
no.
Lanceville.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only do you make the feet feel great, but you make them look gorgeous. Why do you make sure that they look gorgeous too?
Well, being senior or being, you know, everybody wants to look their very best.
Yep.
And I think having a little bit of polish, a little pizzazz, a little gloss, you know, never hurt anybody.
That's
so,
right.
You know what? You're never too old to feel beautiful.
I know when my mom came in, she didn't have any polish on her feet, and she felt naked.
She did.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the fun things. So I really want to thank you so much, Pattie, for coming and being the woman that you are, because you're quite incredible. And I thank you for taking care of my mama. So, yeah, yay, mommy. And then we're going to go over to Joni and learn more from Joni.
Well, there are a lot of people getting a lot of nice treatments today. And actually, my guest today is Rob Hill. And you're actually supporting people in your own way. And you're dealing with a little bit more serious subject, IBM, which is inflammatory. I always want to say irritable, but it's inflammatory bowel disorder or disease. And so I guess you can call it whatever you want, but it's Crohn's disease is what you deal with yourself. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, it's inflammatory bowel disease is kind of how we summarize both of them. It's Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. I live with Crohn's myself. Very debilitating, very painful, a lot of stigma obviously attached to going to the bathroom. And there's a group of us that come to a better side of it and realizing that it can be quite depressing and quite hard to deal with. We're trying to throw a very positive voice and sometimes a very humorous voice to reach out to others living with it and let them know that life can be achieved regardless.
Right, and it's called Gut Inspired. You got together and you came up with a website, gutinspired.ca, and so that's a little bit of a play on words right there.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how Gut Inspired got inspired.
Well, it's a group of Canadian patients, individuals living with from coast to coast. And we all live with either Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. We were actually brought together by a pharmaceutical company that was seeking patient opinion. And as we sat around the table, we all realized that we are part of other community partners or nonprofit groups and said, why don't we have a common voice that's very patient-centric, and why not have that be us? Look at where we come from. So let's get together and form that voice. Right,
so you're supporting people in your own neighborhoods, and you get together, I think you said once a year you have an event. And but throughout the year you're actually doing things, but you do have this one event that you do together.
Yeah, we all work at a local level and we work to achieve stuff locally, but once a year with World IBD Day, so on a global scale, we do something that's kind of fun. This year we did the Flush Mob. It's a play on the Flash Mob where we talked about bathroom access and how hard it is to live your life when you're in fear of having an accident.
Right.
And quite often people with Crohn's live with, well, if I go out grocery shopping, can I get to a bathroom?
Right.
So we all did it kind of differently, and people from all over the world that got involved, and they went in and had groups in a bathroom and the flushing sound, which is kind of the play on words, but it was just a fun way to kind of bring awareness to a very serious subject.
Right, because you were saying it's so debilitating that some people just don't go out. They actually have to curtail a lot of their activities as a result.
Or they'll limit their lives at all. They'll quit their job, or I speak in schools and kids, they won't want to go to class. They're fear of having an accident, or it's not understood that they're going to need to get up and go to the bathroom a few more times, and if the teacher doesn't know, he doesn't know what the illness is about, they're getting upset with them if they're asking to leave. So, unfortunately, I know young kids who have had accidents in class, and it's hard enough growing up, let alone with a major illness. Yeah.
Right, so you're an advocate, so you would be helping those people who are having to deal with their employers or deal with the teachers, and helping them to take some of the stigma away from that, and just to have ways of broaching the subject.
Yeah, gaining access into place of employment, schools, being a comfort place or a strong voice behind someone approaching their employer, or a student approaching their class, or working with teachers.
Right. So if people want to find out more, we have information on the screen, and so they can get in touch with you directly.
Yep.
And they can go to gutinspired.ca and they can find out about the group. And so this is just an encouragement for people to destigmatize some of these things and have a full life.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being with me, Rob.
Thank you.
And now we're going to go over to Andrew, and he's going to be talking to our talented artists.
Thanks, Joni. Speaking of number twos, Matt Carter is a big... No, excuse me. We're talking actually about the talented twosome.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I'm looking for my cup. And I know you had it a while ago. It doesn't look like you have it now, so...
It's right there.
Okay.
I'll get you. I'll get you. We're actually talking about the talented twosome, the Wild Romantics, Evan Miller and ALEISHA KALINA. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So how did you guys form? How did you guys get together?
Well, we basically, I had landed back in my old hometown where Evan was still at. We actually shared the same high school for a bit there, and I started playing in the band for the school, and we just kind of started playing music together, and then it kept rolling, and we haven't stopped.
Awesome, awesome. And you guys have a new EP coming out pretty soon?
Yes.
Who did you record that with?
We do. We have one. We're recording it with Corey Woodward of the Lion Bear Fox, who is also a local island band. as well. So Island Vancouver Band.
Is it going to be an EP, an LP?
An EP, we're going to have 4 or 5 songs. 5 songs. There you go, yeah. And it's going to be coming out at the end of August.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear it. Where can somebody see you play?
We are going to be playing June 28th at the Queens here in Nanaimo with Head of the Herd.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
very excited.
Got a whole month to grab your tickets from us, or you can get them at Lucid and all sorts of places downtown. So just send us a message on Facebook if you need a ticket. It's worth the 12 or 15 bucks.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, it's that's going to be a great show, Saturday, June 28th at the Queens. Thanks, guys. If you're a musician or know a musician that would like to get their name heard or play live on the show, contact me at my email address shown below, gotpop@live.com. You guys have another song. What's it called?
Starvin' Moon.
Take it away.
What?
Trying to leave behind something, threw it all in the fire a little too soon. We left town 3 months ago, shot down the pastor and the mayor. You said their old eyes were clouding over. You said the lies were useless despair. Well, you told me to rest, and you take the gun. Would 2 people remember? Not just one. Never thought I'd stay awake every night, watching for that killer red sun. Your tired face in the darkness, dear, makes me wonder why we run. Well, you told me to rest, you take a gun, but 2 people remember. Not just one. Why is it that after leaving everything for love, trying so hard to find a truth, that we find ourselves so distant now, even when I never let you go, never let you go, never let you go.
I woke up and you were gone. The hunt has got you, that's what I thought.
I couldn't take it anymore, you were cruel to me. Never talked much except about that open sea. I was tired of living in your fantasy. Good luck, sir. Good luck for me. Well, you told me to rest, you take a gun, but 2 people remember. You told me to rest, you take a gun, but 2 people remember. Not just one.
Alicia and Evan, excellent. Thank you so much. Welcome. It's Father's Day special. My dad loved pasta. It is my pleasure to introduce Chef
Ryan Zuvich from the Hilltop Bistro. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And my dad loved pasta, and I'm so glad we're making it tonight.
Yeah,
Yay!
we're going to show you how to make the dough. We're going to show you how to make some noodles, maybe make some tortellini, some ravioli, that sort of thing.
Perfect.
So, yeah,
Love
should
it.
be fun.
Excellent.
Pretty straightforward.
Now, what is this? Explain that to our audience.
It's a fancy food processor. So it's
Okay.
it's the same as you would have at home, except stronger and
Sort of.
fancier. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger.
fancier. It's awesome.
But,
wow.
The premise is the same. Like, I think a lot of people have seen how to make pasta before,
Yeah.
and you make you put the flour on the table.
On
you
the
make
table, you put a little hole, you put the egg in.
So this is
yeah.
way quicker.
Okay.
And this is why I wanted to show you this method.
Perfect.
Because
I'm curious.
well, it's time consuming anyway you crack it, but if
Right.
you can cut down on some of the things, maybe you'll make pasta at home
Yeah.
more often.
It is a labor of love.
That's right. That's right. So the recipe, I know you were saying earlier that your mom would always
Eyeball it.
Eyeball it. So it's always by feel. So this is 300 grams of flour.
Flour, okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of flour?
We use a double O flour,
Okay.
which is just a finer sift of flour. It has a little higher protein count.
Okay.
Traditional to pasta and pizza in Italy.
Right.
But you can use all-purpose flour.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. We like it because it adds a better texture. We find.
It does, yeah.
But and a lot of recipes as well will say to use just egg yolks. For this recipe,
really?
Well, yeah. Somewhere through the history of pasta, they switched from whole egg to egg yolk.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when that happened, but I'll show you a
What do
whole
you
egg
do?
recipe. Well, at the restaurant, we'll do egg yolk.
Okay.
Because it has a little bit of a silkier touch, especially for stuffed pasta. It's a little easier
And
to
a
work
different
with.
color, too.
And well, this is the end result.
Yeah.
It's much more yellow.
It's beautiful.
But again, what happens then is you end up with egg whites, and
Right.
at home,
Yeah.
what are you going to do with egg whites? So anyhow, it's pretty simple. One egg at a time.
Right.
And I think this is on and working.
I hope so.
I hope it.
Yay!
And so
it is working. Perfect.
well incorporated, right?
Yeah.
We'll stop it, and we'll add our second egg.
Okay, so you do it gradually.
Gradually,
Okay.
yeah. If you do it all at once, you might end up with lumps, and,
Right.
and even though this food processor might be able to work through that, your one at home
It looks
probably
heavy
won't.
duty. No, it won't.
This is, and so
Wow.
once this all gets incorporated, basically what you're looking for is like a cornmeal type texture, and if you
Okay.
squeeze it, what'll happen is it'll clump together,
Okay.
right? So at that point, you'll be able to knead it, and
Oh yeah, because you do need to
you
have
need to
your
really work it.
touchy-feely.
You need to
Yep.
work it,
Yep.
and eventually you'll end up with this.
Now, your ingredients. Tell me a little bit about the ingredients that you use. You try to use local.
Yeah, definitely. The focus at the restaurant is local, and we
Right.
try to use organics wherever possible, but local is our main priority. We want to
Excellent.
know our growers, right?
Yeah.
We want to see and talk to the people that are producing our food, so whether it's vegetables or proteins or whatever, right? We just want to know that where it's coming from is ethically raised,
Right.
or organically processed. Maybe not with the moniker of organic, but at least with
Right.
the ethics of,
Right.
of that sort of
Kind
thing.
of like in our own backyard. We
That's
have
right.
lots in Nanaimo, don't
that's
we, in
it.
the area?
There's a huge amount of food around here, and I think our next guest will tell you a little bit more about that. But anyhow, so
Okay.
say
So
this
once
is done. This
yeah.
is the end result, right?
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll
Can I
bring this
touch?
fancy. Yeah, of course.
Very cool.
You see how it's kind of shiny,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And what that is the dough come together, right? So that's
That
been worked
feels
enough.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
got a sort of a shine to it. It's silky, but it's not
And it's a
tacky.
beautiful color. You can tell it's just egg yolks.
Yeah. So this one, like I said, it'd be a
lovely.
little bit more pale, but essentially it's the same thing.
Right.
And,
now
no
this
waste.
is pretty cool. I don't have one of those on my KitchenAid.
Yeah, you can pick them up pretty much. And KitchenAid's fantastic for the home kitchen because you can find anything.
Anything for it.
So we'll get rid of this.
Okay. And then.
And we'll deal with this. So
Okay.
we're sheeting pasta, which is just making it into the thin sheets that
Right.
will be, used for all the noodles and stuffed pasta, cutting on your
Okay.
countertop. Hopefully that's okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. Oh,
roll
we have
this
to
out.
roll it out too. A
Well, just so
little.
that it'll fit through here.
Okay,
right?
perfect.
So it's a 1 through 8 sort of
Yeah.
sizing.
And you always start with one,
Yeah.
and it's the thickest.
Yeah, one's the thickest,
Okay.
and then you want to get it to as thin as it'll go.
Right, okay.
The idea back in the
Is-
day or whatever is to be able to read a newspaper through it.
Okay.
I don't suggest trying that, but
No, it wouldn't taste as good as pasta.
no.
It's not like Michael's magic trick.
We can use that later, yeah, for sure. So, all right.
Okay.
That should be good.
That's great. Wow.
And then we'll go through all the steps.
Right. You go 1.
Yeah, 1.
And you don't add extra flour to make it
Not at this point. I mean,
okay.
Because every egg's a little different, it might end up a little tackier, so you might have to add a little bit of flour.
A little bit there, yep.
But normally, like you can see how it's still relatively dry.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not going to need to add anything.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Mine, I have to go like this with mine.
Well, we're producing a hell of a lot more, right?
I know what I want for Mother's Day. Next year.
Next year. Next year. Or if this is going to be for Father's Day, right?
Maybe for Father's Day.
There you go. Get the whole family together. Yeah.
Excellent.
And so we'll skip ahead a little bit. It's not suggested. But
for this purpose,
we'll speed it up.
Excellent. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're actually going to make something with our
We'll make something with us.
We are going over to Kim on our main set. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Anna and Ryan. Wow, that's a lot of pasta. That's awesome. You like pasta, don't you, Don?
I love pasta.
I know that you do. Today we're going to talk about more food. We're sort of sandwiched between things. Yeah. Today, I know. I'm taking on some stuff from Matt. So today I'm joined by a longtime friend. We figure 15 years we've known each other. He's award-winning Canadian freelance food journalist, Don Genova. And he's the author of Food Artisans of Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands. Welcome,
Don't forget the Gulf Islands.
And the Gulf Islands.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. I'm so excited to know about your book. I've met you in our past lives, and you interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people. How many do you think that you interviewed?
It's got to be in the thousands, I think.
Yeah. We've eaten a lot of food together. That's been awesome.
We like food.
Yes. So I love hearing you on the radio and reading your articles. And now, how did you get to write the book? What drove you to this?
It was a natural outcropping of my book, of my radio show that I have on CBC Victoria. It's called Food Matters. And every other week, I talk to people in the community, all up and down the island, the Gulf Islands, who are food artisans. Or maybe they're not artisans themselves, but they bring us food artisans as well. So that's why there's a lot of specialty shops in here. So I had all this material. I have all these people that on the radio, they're kind of there 1 minute and gone the next. Why not put them into a book?
This is a fantastic book. So there's some Mid-Island folks in this book. Who do we have?
Who do we have? Artisan Edibles. We have Artisan Edibles is right here from Parksville. And they make amazing condiments, jams, jellies. This is a quince mostarda, which is kind of an Italian, little bit spicy fruit sauce, and quince from the island, of course.
Love.
We know St. Jean's, also from Nanaimo.
Absolutely.
Is crazy.
So this is one of my favorite places I send people to is the Tea Farm in the Cowichan Valley.
Yeah, they're in the North Cowichan.
Fantastic. I can't wait till they start harvesting.
Yes, they have just been planting. They've planted some before, but they just finished planting a whole pile more of tea bushes, and it actually grows in the North Cowichan.
It's amazing. Well, we can get the wine there too, right? So we've got the heat and things, and it's a good.
Why not? Next thing is olives.
Next thing is olives. You're right. So this one's the dog tea that you really like. I like the chai. The chai is my favorite. And we've got a few other, we've got the Cow Bay Organic Seafood.
Organic Fare is a great company that's close to my home in Cobble Hill, and they make bean to bar chocolate. They import beans from around the world, roast them themselves, and make them right into chocolate bars. They also grow herbs on their own property, and they distill those herbs to put into some of their root beer. They do like
I'm coming
syrups.
over there.
Yes, they do great soda syrups, and they do spice blends like that as well.
I'm so excited. So I wanted to make sure that we did not miss this. Now, Dawn is going to be in Lantsville at Riso's restaurant, and you are going to be doing a book signing and talk, and we're going to have a great variety of food vendors there. We've got Qualicum Cheese Works, we've got Island Soda Works, St. Jean's, a variety of things. So people get to just come and have lunch and chat and buy books?
Have lunch, chat, buy my book, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty good. I've been practicing my signature. Actually, I'm left-handed, which is always messy, but I've been getting good at doing that.
And so you're not social at all, so people really won't have a great time.
I'm just going to sit in the corner and shy away.
No.
So, and Sarah, of course, is a great chef there,
and
she's going to take those raw ingredients from the producers and make a great casual lunch there. And if the weather's like it has been past a little while, maybe go outside a bit. And
so this is on the 17th of June, and it's 12 to 2. Don't miss it, really. I'm encouraging you because it'll be a fantastic afternoon. We're going to wrap up, but I just want to say congratulations on the book. I'm so proud of you and so excited to see this your first book, and I know you're going to be a number 2.
It's been a long time coming. There will be a second edition because you put me on to a great artisan today at the Lanceville Market.
Yeah, Daryl, my sausage guy.
Daryl's Sausages.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Well, we're going to head back over to Anna and Ryan. We're going to talk about, because he's also somebody that you really are watching too, right? So thank you so much, Don.
Thank you, Kim. Welcome back. And this is my fun part. We get to make the pasta. Well, we made the pasta. Ryan made the pasta.
I made the pasta. Now we're going to shape the pasta. Now we're going to put you to work.
It. Yay!
So, yeah.
What's in there?
This is green pea. Yeah, it's green. It's green pea, mint, a little bit of yogurt.
Oh,
and so it makes great filling, right? And I mean, you can fill pasta with whatever you want. One of
yes,
the keys,
you can.
Yeah, whatever you want. But one of the keys is
and you kept it moist as well. Not moist, but you covered it so it wouldn't dry out,
that's
right?
That's right. Any of the airflow or whatever is just going to make it dry out a little bit quicker.
Okay.
So normally I'd wrap it in a bit of plastic, but here we are.
Okay.
So we have our sheeted pasta. What we'll do is we'll just show you how to make some tortellini.
Tortellini. Va bene.
So you just want to punch out whatever shape you can make bigger or smaller. We go with this one because the bigger ones are a little easier to manage.
To manage with my big hands?
Well, just with any size of hands. It's, and the bigger, the easier they are to.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about your restaurant too, Hilltop Bistro.
Hilltop Bistro, we are now, I guess, coming up to 2 years old in August.
Wow.
Yeah, before that we were Market Artisan Deli.
That's right.
And we changed over just because we saw a demand for the style of food that we make, right?
Yummy food.
So the whole use of local ingredients, and that really spans to our wine list, to everything we do.
I was going to ask you about that. Local wines too, because the island, surprisingly enough, has some great wineries.
Yeah, for sure. It produces a lot of good stuff. And so, all right, we'll take this and we'll put that over here for later.
That's the job for later.
That's the job for later.
Okay, so tortellini.
And so tortellini, pretty simple. We have it in a piping bag. You can, you know, it's
it's probably the easiest, wouldn't it? Keep
for
it
sure.
all.
But I mean, you could spoon it in there.
Okay.
It's really however you want. So, a little bit.
Okay.
A little
wow, green peas and mint.
Delicious.
Yogurt, yum.
So
that sounds incredible.
Yeah, it's a tasty treat, and we do this one quite often at the restaurant.
You can tell your kids that it's just green yummy stuff.
Yeah,
they won't even know. It is like candy instead of hiding it in the plants.
That's right. So you want to half the tortellini.
Only half. Okay, and you wet it just with water, right?
Just with water.
Okay.
And then we'll seal it up. You want to push out the air, so from one side working over
to the other.
Right.
Perfect.
And then to make the shape, right? Apparently, it was meant to replicate a belly button. Inspired, the belly button inspired a chef once, and he decided that this was how he would make it. So, like this.
Yep.
And then to pull it over, and then we'll.
Oh wow!
And then you
really tricky.
Well, that's not tricky.
Can I try?
Yes. Let's get you to work here. So
excuse me.
Yeah. No. And
you just do half.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
you
fold it over.
You squeeze, oopsie.
So pinch the top first.
Like that, okay.
Yeah, so you create that seal, and then over to one side, and then we'll sort of force the air out.
Wow, you're a master at that.
I make a lot of tortellini.
I bet you do.
So once you've got that seal,
yep.
you keep it at like a horizontal like that.
Yeah.
Right, and make a little dent with your pinky.
And then?
And then you fold this one over, and you want to put that one.
Little dab of water there, please.
There you go. And then over like that. Yeah, see,
my
you're
first
pro.
tortellini.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's right. Round of applause.
I love it. It does look kind of like a belly button. Does it look like your belly button, Matt?
We don't want to know.
Should we teach? No, we don't want to know.
I've got it eating, and I haven't shaved in a while.
Oh, wow. That's excellent.
Nicely done.
Isn't that
awesome.
beautiful? Thank you, Ryan.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate your coming on to the show. Thank you so much.
Before continuing on with the rest of the show, I do have to ask, since we're talking Father's Day food a bit, what is your ideal Father's Day meal, either eating yourself or preparing?
You know what, for me, and I think a lot of cooks out there will probably say the same thing, as long as I'm not cooking, it's you're cooking so much, right? So that's what I'd look for
Nice,
sure.
Exactly, yeah.
So you can come to my restaurant.
Exactly, yeah, and I was going to say, I come to Hilltop Bistro, I like something spicy. What would you recommend on the menu?
Well, our menu changes quite a bit. It's every 3 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on what's available in season, and we try to keep it very fresh and very innovative, right? So there's always something something a little spicy on there.
Nice.
Oh,
Perfect. Awesome.
excellent.
Awesome. Check that. All right. Thanks so much, Ryan. Thanks so much,
you,
Anna,
Ryan.
for this together. Nice job on the pasta. And I got to say, talking a little bit about pasta, you know, it's not easy to plan a Father's Day meal, as we were talking about. Like my dad, actually, speaking of pasta, he loved to have spaghetti on Father's Day, as well as listen to reggae music. So he was sort of a devotee of pastafarianism. So yes, a bit of a pastafarianism there. You know, real good. Anyways, though I did think his dreads were a little fusilli. Definitely a little fusilli there. So anyways, the other part that we always do for Father's Day was afterwards we take the canoe out to the lake, right? And but we're all really full, so we had to row teeny strokes, really row teeny strokes there on that one. And we kept our rhythm though on the boat by singing Alice the Cannelloni, 2 humps, Alice the Cannelloni, 2 humps. I love it. I just love these people here. Anyways, I probably shouldn't have written that joke, but I do like to prove that the penne is mightier than the sword, as it were. So, all right, moving along quickly before I get lynched. All right, thanks to our guests, our hosts, all the folks here behind the scenes, such as my man Anton in front of the camera and over there on the decks. I also want to say thanks to Milano's. They're feeding our hungry crew here. Speaking of great food, you can also find the show on Facebook, or facebook.com/theshowonshaw. Check that out for photos, video links, and much more. Also, previous episodes of the show you can find on our YouTube page. Just search us up on YouTube under Shaw TV Central Vancouver Island. If you got a good idea for us here on the show, or you want to be on the show, or know someone should be featured, just drop an email to our executive producer, Melissa Hall, at melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. And again, we'll get you featured on. Always looking for great Vancouver Island stories and personalities. And to finish things off, we're going to have no more of my jokes. We're going to have no more of me trying to eat raw pasta. We're going to go back over to the Wild Romantics, their final song called India Lee. Once again, thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
See us, but you don't see you. The sun makes no sense when it shines through. So close your eyes now. There must be something you can smile about. India Lee, come back to me. Only with the heart can we truly see. So long from this house, I'll meet you somewhere we can shout. It's all or nothing. We can always call each other in between. India Lee, come back to me. Only with the heart can we truly see. India Lee, only with the heart can you see. India Lee.